എടുക്കാതെ बढ़िया बढ़िया से काम के लिए linear search. There is a array of numbers sorted in ascending order with distinct values. Prior to being passed, the function's nums is possibly left rotated a times such that the resulting array nums of k plus 1 till nums of k minus 1 and 0 index for the example might be left rotated by 3 indices and become 4, 5, 6, 7, 0, 1. So you have to find the target element inside the array, and we have to use O of n log n search. Can I just sort the array and run the binary search? Since n log n can't be more right, n log n will stay at n log n. If I had to search the element inside that thing, I can just sort of A, B and you should give me the sorted array. Now I have to take left is less than equals to right, then which is low minus low plus I minus low to equal. I think this should be if my nums of maybe equal to dark here, in a return will say so mid is less than my target, then equals to my mid will become minus 1. If my target is less than, then I should make my f plus 1. Else we make mid equals to If we don't get anything, then we return back. Why do I feel like I'm writing something? If my nums of medical is a target, then returning the target, then get value and see some of this like I think
लेकिन उसके बाद में सब पापा ने आती ना सब मम्मी है
medical से बात लो
यहाँ से वो जनरेशन देख करके थोड़ा
ये बाहर में आ गया फिर कम हो गया Why do I have the run button here? It should be here, right? Okay, low.
ये बात ये बात
I this one.
बाहर में रहकर अपना पावर दिखाए गाँव हिस्सा नहीं आया
अरे यार
कहाँ से जानकारी है कोई एरिया दिया जानकारी का लिया अपना दूसरा बात मुझे नहीं क्या करेंगे जहाँ
Thumbs up mid equals to target then returning my mid, otherwise I'm checking if my thumbs up mid is less than my target, then I'm making the low equals to mid plus 1, or checking if my high equals to mid minus 1. If it is greater than it will go minus 1. Where did I make mistake right now? I think यहाँ पे कुछ लोचा होगा भाई. Should it be like this?
वो दिन ना ब्लफ नहीं कर सकता है ना
So you download this thing. Bro, what the fuck? I only need only one tracking. Low plus I minus low. This is right. Should I put the shade outside? Yeah, infinite low. My mid is this thing. कहाँ पे इशू हो गया?
या तो तेरा सिपाही कहाँ गलवा इलाहाबाद है इलाहाबाद है बहुत बात
Yes, sir. That is highly correct. That is correct and highly recommended. सही लग रहा है फिर क्या हुआ? ये क्या? Is my math not over on the right?
ना का भैया
ये तो सही है भाई, फिर क्या हो गया?
बड़ा बने
अच्छा, डबल खाते।
ना का हम है वो
इसको इसको अंदर में ले
बड़ा
लो।
आदमी ना बने थे
कैसे मिस्टेक हो रहा है? और क्यों?
अरे अभी अभी दान कर रहा हाँ
अरे
हाँ
what the fuck?
है ना वो दिन है पूरा परिवार है से
फाइव प्लस
यार भाई तो क्या भी बुला लेता है
थ्री।
क्या होती है उनके से भी हालत है ना तुरंत भी हालत
सही तो है। वीडियो लो प्लस तीन बस हो रहा
देखा वो महिला गलती दूसरा गलती मसौरी में घर बने
है। फिर मिलो तो हाँ।
फिर बेबी में इतना बेइज्जती करना है ना ठीक है वो मसौरी में कौन इतना बड़ा राजमहल बना कर इतना बड़ा उनका घमंड हो इस बात है ना तो उनका तो उसका लक्ष्मी बाबू के सबसे घर में
इनसे क्या
सबसे
हो
बड़ा
गया?
कहानी था ये
मैथ नॉट फ्लोर ऑफ आई प्लस लो डिवाइडेड बाय 2 करेंगे तो फिर विल गेट मिड एंड
लक्ष्मी
आफ्टर
बाबू
दैट
के सबसे
कंपेयर
बड़ा
विद द मिड इज
कुत्ता
इक्वल्स टू टारगेट देन
और सबसे बड़ा हंसर बड़ा
and if my
हंसर
nums of mid is less than my target then plus
बड़ा
mid plus
कैसे
1 high equals to mid minus 1
ना
and
तो वो
return minus 1 if
कर
there
वो
is
हम
no
कर
target found.
अब उनका बड़ा आदमी
but but
पूरा
here the target should
मतलब
be
अलग
found,
हम
right?
समाज में हम दादा के नाम खराब हो गए ना समाज में मतलब हंसर
If I sort
जो
the
भी
whole
है
array itself then I will.
करके हिसाब ने उनका संस्कार के हिसाब से चले जाते हाँ दादा के नाम से हम भी उनका ऐसा बड़े अलग हिसाब से नदी का हुआ था झाड़ूटा मान लिया बढ़िया का हुआ था अपना खेल पकड़
Yo, I will get a wrong answer if I sort the array itself, I guess. If I'm sorting my array, then I'm getting the zeroth at the first index, which is wrong, and we had to only get to 4. It is pretty much different from this thing. No, the previous one was right, bro.
साल अभी साल के बाद में इनके गाँव वाला ने खेल के लेके आओ ओकरा में दूसरा भी हमें
Oh, we have double thing. Like, here also we have from ascending to descending and descending. If my mid is less than my uh, target, then I have to check in this space, I guess. How do I write that? If my mid is less than my target,
है ना पूरा अब वही आप
nah, bro, that won't work since this is rotated thing.
अभी दरार वाला है ना
Rotated at unknown index. ये क्या बोल रहा है?
आप थोड़ा सा ये वाला एक हमारी और ये करके रख देते तभी कोई फंक्शन है अपना घर में हाँ वहाँ 50 आदमी जगह बना दी
We have to find out which part of, I mean, the right part contains this thing or like.
दलाल वाला वो जैसे मानना उस मान ली ये मंदिर के आगे वाला और ये वाला जगह हाँ मैं हम आपको पहले भी बोला है
यहाँ पे या फिर यहाँ पे दिस स्पेस
नहीं
ऐसे कुछ चेक करना है बस
डाल सकते
तो हमने तो
सब
वी हैव टू रन डबल बनर से चलो
फंक्शन रखेंगे घर में 50 आदमी
डबल बनर से रन करेंगे तो हाउ if my middle is less than my target then I need to less than my target then I need to find this side greater than my target I need to find this side but वही तो कर रहे हैं if my low if my nums of mid is less than my target then I go to mid I mean low plus mid and if it is high then I go for mid minus 1 ये तो काम करना चाहिए let low equals to 0 high equals to nums dot length minus 1 while my low is less than equals to high and find the mid math dot core of 5 plus sorry high plus low and if my nums of mid equals to target double triple equals to if okay if oh left and right position if my nums of low is less than equals to target oh target is less greater than the nums of low if target is greater than equals to nums of low and target is less than equals to nums of mid
अगर आप करें गोपांगी होगी
nums of low less than equals to nums of mid if target is greater than equals to nums of low if target is greater than equals to nums of low and target is less than nums of mid target is less so
मंदिर की जगह में, मंदिर की जगह वो भी से मतलब है कि दादा के नाम पर मंदिर मंदिर बन ले है डाल कर दारू का तो घेर घेर कर अग्नि लगा देती अपना कोई चीज घर परिवार में फंक्शन दिखते अभी फंक्शन और बनी से आगे पेट डालना
ये एक्सप्लेन कर, ये वाला एक्सप्लेन कर
पेट डालने की जरूरत है नहीं, यही में सारा चीज हो। हाँ
बोल।
50 आदमी कवर होते हैं। अपना अपना परिवार जितना जेंट्स है ना, जितना जेंट्स है उतने में वो सेटल हो जाती है, लेकिन जब तक घर में अपना सेटल हो जाती
Thumbs up low is less than equals to thumbs up red. Thumbs up low.
है।
Low will be my this thing, and thumbs up mid will be this thing. Checking if my thumbs up low is less than equals to mid. Thumbs up low is less than mid. भाई एक्सप्लेन कर भाई, द फक भाई। ये क्या है? Here we took the low pointer and high pointer and check. This will go till less than equals to high, and we are finding the mid normal thing. And this is normal till fine excess to fine excess. And from here everything is getting changed, I guess. First half, second, यहाँ तो what I would doing है, thumbs of low is less than equals to my mid. अगर नहीं है तो फिर this will not go. Then to check if my target is greater than my thumbs of mid. Let us take this thing. So first my low will be this one, and if we do this thing, I think 7 आना चाहिए mid, and this will be my last value. Sorry, high value. So first thing it will be checking, right? My nums of low is this one. Is this less than equals to mid? Is this less than equals to mid? No, it is not less than equals to mid. Yeah, it is less than. 4 is less than 7. ये कंडीशन ट्रू हो गया. This one target greater than equals to. Yes, target is not greater than equals to. Is this greater than equals to my 4? Target less than mid. No, मतलब ये कैंसिल हो गया, चलेगा यहाँ पे आया. Target which is 0 greater than my nums of mid. क्या हो गया? बताओ रेवन बताओ. मैं कहाँ से मिस हो गया भाई, क्या हो रहा है समझ नहीं आ रहा. देखिए ये दिस विल बी लो. हाँ, अरे समझ गया। एम एम लिखे, एम एम एल एम एम एल एंड एच लिख बस काफ़ी है।
तमिलनाडु में सबसे बड़ा
स्प्लिट मतलब ऐसे तीन तीन। हाँ मिड समझ गया, मिड लो प्लस। माउस से इतना अच्छा हैंडराइटिंग आ रहा है, वाह। वो ऐसे स्प्लिट हो रहा है क्या? ओह नाइस। मेरे को लगा वी आर विजुअलाइजिंग लाइक दैट, और मतलब ऐसे स्प्लिट हो जाता है, अरे पूरा ही ऐसा तो नहीं होगा ना? आई मीन वी आर विजुअलाइजिंग लाइक दिस राइट? छोटा छोटा लिख भाई, इतना बड़ा लिख। ओके, हाउ इज दिस थिंग वर्किंग मैन? लाइक ये दोनों काम कैसे कर रहे हैं? सिंस वी चेक nums of low is less than equals to mid, nums of low is this one right now. Middle is, for this mid it will become, oh this middle what will be the middle? 4 plus 7 is 2. Can target exist inside this sorted half? Yes it is. Yes it is. Yes it can be, or it can't. If this is true, then we can check, I guess. And one more condition can. Fine, this condition. Low equals to mid plus 1. When my low equals to mid plus 1 happens, then अच्छा, अगर मेरा nums of low less than target है, then only it exists inside, right? और सही है क्या? Nums of low Mid equals to mid is 7, and if mid plus 1, then we move to the 0. Mid mid is 7. If we do mid plus 1, then I move. तो मतलब ये आ जाएगा इंडेक्स पे आंसर. Just just बस चेक्स परफॉर्म्स करना है बस. बट रुक जा भाई, जलेबी का हटाना है. यहाँ पे ये है ना, यहाँ पे ये वाला target is greater than equals to nums of node. Target is greater than equals to nums of low, and target is less than my nums of mid. ये उल्टा उल्टा क्यों हो रहा है? यहाँ पे वाई डू वी नॉट हैव हाई, एंड यहाँ पे वाई डू वी नॉट हैव मिड. या फिर लाइक ऐसा नहीं हो सकता क्या? ऐसा मैं पूरा समझ गया, मगर कंडीशन मेरा सुनना. Maybe I'm fucking dumb to understand this shit, bro. Yeah, yeah, I mean, target should be greater than equals to low, and the target same. जो जब लॉक इन करना पड़ेगा भाई, गाना समझा रहा हूँ क्या हो गया मेरे को। तूने बताया तो मेरे को समझ में आएगा, बट मेरे को कोड वाइज समझ नहीं आया। हम्म, ये लो है, एन ऑफ एल, मिड है, एच एन ऑफ एम, एंड ये हाई है, एन ऑफ एच। एंड पहले क्या चेक कर रहे हैं, अगर ये इससे छोटा है तो फिर चेक इफ ग्रेटर देन टारगेट इज ग्रेटर देन, target is less than the zero target is, so we check equals to mid minus 1। ये दोनों तो नॉर्मल कंडीशंस होते हैं। भाई ये कंडीशन मेरे को दिमाग में अटक नहीं रहा है, सच में। पता नहीं भाई, मैं चूतिया डम हूँ भाई, कसम से भाई बहुत डम। अगर ये मेरा मिड से लो छोटा है तो फिर आई हैव टू चेक दिस कंडीशन, एंड ये तो नॉर्मली होता ही है। टारगेट इज, अगर टारगेट मेरा बड़ा है नम्स ऑफ मिड एंड टारगेट इज लेस देन माई हाई, मतलब सर्च स्पेस, फकिंग ये सर्च स्पेस है ये। तो मतलब ये तो नॉर्मल कंडीशन है, बट दिस इज सर्च स्पेस आई गेस। टारगेट इज ग्रेटर देन, अबे यार You have a row of boxes in front of you. Each box has a number written on it. But then someone spun, okay, spin like spun past things, round and round, and so now it looked like 4, 5, 1, 2, 3. You're looking for a specific number, says 2. Bro, easy question, but I don't know. I'm dumb. You're looking for a specific number, says 2, and low and high are just your left and right hand, pointing at the part of row you still need to search. Low, your left finger pointing your left finger. Your left, your left finger pointing to the first box. You still care about. High. Your right finger pointing to the last box you still care about. Okay, this is a normal thing. Just need to see how they are searching for the looking for the search space either on the left or right side. At first, the left finger box 0 at the first box and the right finger at the last box. And there is a search space, the whole row. Then now look at the middle box between the fingers. My English is sucked, fucked, and everything. How the hell are they doing this? Then you check if number you want inside the nice ordered side. You may move your finger to the only side, throw away the other side. Um, if it is not inside this nice side, you throw away the nice side and keep the messy side. Okay, moving low and high. Low equals to mid plus 1, which means move to the left finger to the box of the middle and you're throwing away everything left of that point. High minus 1, which means you're moving the right finger box. You're throwing away everything right up to this point. You're doing this until your left finger and right finger point to the same box across each other. If the box has a number, hooray. If not, it's not there. A tiny example by steps, step by step. Boxes are like 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, and you want to one left finger at the box 4 and the right finger is just 3 last. And the middle box is 1. And the left part is like 4, 5, 1 and the right part is like 1, 2, 3. These two inside 1, 2, 3. Yes. Move the left finger to the middle plus 1 and box 2. Right finger stays at box 3. Your left finger at box. Find the pivot. Pivot is like middle level. Oh, this is cool. My left will be 0 and right will be like last element and like my if my mid off is greater than this thing is fine. Pivot could be mid or left side. Pivot is left. And again we have to create a shard. Wow. Okay, this was for finding the pivot. Was middle element. And this is like the half part where we have to search for it. Let's start equals to 0 and end equals to 1. Okay, the same shit is happening. Holy shit. This was fucking linear searching. Yep, 5 years old since learning DSA right now, so I have no fucking idea. This is what I tried, but this shit didn't work for me. Didn't I do sorting thing? I did sort, bro. But you're doing something different, I guess. I don't know. Have some function called a sorted by. What the fuck is this? Damn, he complicated so much. What is S now? This is start. क्या लिखा भाई इतना सारा मतलब Damn, इसको कैसे करेंगे sorting? Only are in sorting. There is no talking in this thing. Given an array of intervals and intervals I and start of I and end of I, merge all the overlapping intervals and array of non-overlapping intervals that covers all the intervals in the input. So the interval given to me is like, how do I group them? Since intervals of holy shit. Since interval 1, comma 3 and 2, comma 6 overlap, merge them into 1, comma 6. How do I find if it is overlapping? Hmm. Since intervals 1, comma 3 and 2, comma 6 overlap, 6. Is my first value greater than my second? Is my first index second value is greater than my uh, second index first value? Or if it is lesser than that, then it is lesser, then you have to see for the second value. And if that is greater than my, what the hell am I supposed to do this? This is given for us. So if I don't know DSA, how would I do this? I will take this thing and check comma 3. It is second value. 2 comma 6. Well, compare it. Let's not compare the first value. Is my 3 greater than this second index first value? As it is greater, so this thing second value. Is my 6 greater than my 3? And this was lower than that, so we can replace this one. 6. Since we have completed this, so we can check it. It should be this one and this one. Now we will check. So my 10 is my 10 is greater than x. Is my 10 how do I compare? First value is lesser than my second value. This is not lesser than second value, so signal. So what we get 1 6. This will be removed entirely. 8 10. This is how a dumb person would do. Let us check for the second test case if this is working. We have this one. Once if I sort this thing, the smaller value will come at front and the larger value will go at back. What I need to check, once you get the smaller value, you don't have to check for this index, you have to check for this. Is this less than or equals to the second index first value? I mean second index first index second value and first index first second index first value. If this is true, then you will take this in consideration and check is my 5 is greater than my 4. Yes, so merge between 1 and 4, and we have a fifth index here, so we ignore the fourth index and replace with the fifth index, so you get like 1.5. So the output should be 1. I think on the board it works, but how do I write the logic for this one? First I need to take the intervals in it. Can I do intervals? I think they have already sorted it, I guess. No, there is no sorted. Now we have to apply the concept whatever we wrote before few minutes, I guess. How do I access this value and check if we have to compare this thing with this and this. If this is smaller than this will be ignored, and we will check is my second index um, bigger than my this index. If it is there, then we'll take this and should remove the whole thing. We need a result. I iterate on the array, I guess. Uh, oh fuck, I'm not able to come up with the code logic right now. Since I'm not comfortable with the arrays much. Although, I'll go till my room is okay, I'm getting it wrong. Should it start with I and how the fuck am I supposed to do it with the J is literally giving everything. So what will the I give? I should give the first variable. Uh, both are giving the same. This is my outer loop. This should be my inner loop. Where till where it will go? From I till end of the array it will go. But it's not good. Mm, you sorted the array now. Traverse and check. Is smaller than second. If it is smaller, then we can merge them and put them inside the ERR result array. Starts with 0 and goes till run single loop enough. What if it? Oh, first early second. इसका एक्सेस कैसे करते हैं हम लोग? प्रॉब्लम क्यों आता है? ये वाले इसकी एक अरे एक भी अरे उसमें इंटरवल्स दिया बस मर्ज करना उसके अंदर एक्सेस करनी सारा फिर रिजल्ट में पुश करनी है बट कंपेयर किससे करूँ मेरे पास सेकेंड अरे होना चाहिए इसके लिए बट कंपैरिजन के लिए कहाँ से लेता हूँ उसको पॉइंटर से कर सकते हैं बट नहीं 2 पॉइंट तो मतलब बाहर में चलेंगे एंड इसको कंपेयर भी करना है अगर यहाँ पे इंटरवल में I will be कंपेयर किसके साथ जो और सब भाई क्या हाल चाल अरे इसका आइडिया ही नहीं आ रहा है कैसे करें बिट मास्किंग क्या होता है यहाँ पर तो इसने मेंशन नहीं किया रेट सॉर्टिंग इतनी हार्ड कुछ नहीं गया, 51 दोगे मतलब 1%। जी भाई ये क्वेश्चन इतना हिडन ट्रायल का। भाई हिडन ट्रायल क्या होता है? हिडन ट्रायल करके व्हाट इज हिडन ट्रायल? मेथड का नाम है क्या हिडन ट्रायल? मेरे साथ मेरे को कंपेयर करने के लिए वैल्यू चाहिए, बस कंपेयर इसके साथ कंपेयर करो भाई। मेरे को बस वैल्यू चेंज करनी है। स्वैप कर सकते हैं क्या? यहाँ पे तो स्वैपिंग ही हो रहा है ना। मैं पहला पहला इसमें जाऊंगा एंड इसमें जाऊंगा, अगर ये इससे बड़ा है तो फिर आई विल स्वैप दिस वन विद दिस एंड इसको सिर्फ पुश करूंगा। क्या बोलते हैं? फिर इसको रिजल्ट आ रहे तो रखे हम लोग उसमें डाल देंगे। स्लाइडिंग विंडो व्हाट द फक? इसमें कहाँ स्लाइडिंग विंडो? भाई मेरे को एक आइडिया आ रहा बट वो काम करेगा नहीं करेगा मालूम नहीं। क्या करना है कि इसको कंपेयर करेंगे इसके साथ में एंड क्या करें। करंट तो है मेरा, करंट का सेकंड वैल्यू कंपेयर करना है ना। सेकंड वैल्यू कंपेयर करेंगे कुछ भी करके इसको अपने अपने को इसका एक्सेस मिल गया ना तो वी कैन डू फर्स्ट का सेकंड वैल्यू एंड फर्स्ट सेकंड का सेकंड वैल्यू दोनों में मैक्सिमम कौन सी है। अगर ये बढ़िया है तो मतलब यहाँ पे आ जाएगा, इसको स्वैप कर देंगे एंड फिर उसको इग्नोर करके इसको रिजल्ट में पुश कर दूंगा। सेम विल डू फॉर एवरीथिंग। अबे सॉर्टिंग तो ये रहा भाई, सॉर्टिंग तो कर रखा है और क्या करूँ। सॉर्टिंग तो कर दिया। 2D अरे का सॉर्टिंग अलग टाइप का होता है क्या? तो सॉर्टिंग तो यही होता है। कंपैरिजन के लिए वैल्यू ढूंढ निकालना है। कंपैरिजन वैल्यू कहाँ से? मेरा इंटरवल है, इंटरवल करंट इंटरवल रहता है। इंटरवल का मैं अगर 10-40 सेकंड वेट करूँगा तो आई थिंक मतलब ये दोनों का आ सकता है जो क्या सेकंड पॉइंटर निकालना है या फिर कुछ और करना है। शायद मेरे को थोड़ा पैटर्न लगा करना पड़ेगा, तो पता ही नहीं चला ऐसा लग रहा है। क्या बोल रहा है वेरी क्लोज? क्या बोल रहा है? पागल वगैरह है ये। कहाँ वेरी क्लोज है भाई? क्यों बक रहा है? बस एक ही स्टेट वेरिएबल मिसिंग है, व्हाट द फक भाई, मैंने तो मर्ज भी नहीं किया, क्या होता है? After sorting, you should compare each interval with the last interval you added to the that was said not with the अरे यार टुकड़ी यार को कैसे सॉर्ट करते हैं? फिर ये जीरो ए जीरो कर, कभी टू डी अरे बस सॉर्टिंग का भी जिंदगी में किया है कि नहीं? उसने बोला कि मेरे को रिजल्ट में कुछ डालना है, रिजल्ट में क्या डालना? आफ्टर सॉर्टिंग यू कैन कंपेयर with the last interval you added. Sorry, last interval added result is not with all previous one. Think about pattern inside the group. If result is empty, then the current interval otherwise last वो इसके साथ कंपेयर कर देंगे. मतलब लास्ट रहेगा एक रिजल्ट का, रिजल्ट में चलो क्या इसको कंपेयर करना है कि करंट इंटरवल लेस देन छोटा है. अगर मेरा लास्ट से छोटा है तो मेरा करंट लास्ट से छोटा है तो क्या करें? स्वैप करना है ना, छोटा बड़ा से तो वैसे मैक्सिमम को ना उसके बाद स्वैप कैसे होगा? मैक्सिमम करंट इंटरवल का मैक्सिमम करंट. यहाँ पे स्वैपिंग हो रहा है, इसका स्वैप अगर लास्ट करंट इंटरवल छोटा है तो देखिए मैक्सिमम लास्ट करंट इंटरवल में डाल. क्या बोला है जस्ट नॉट ओवर कंडीशन का स्टार्ट एक्सेस लास्ट एंड. लास्ट एंड कैसे निकाला? लास्ट निकालना, लास्ट एंड क्या होता शायद ये इसको करने से शायद एबिलिटी सारे वाले करंट, बट इसको पूरा कैसे कंपेयर करेगा ये? मेरे को तो ये वैल्यू चाहिए था ये। करंट इंटरवल का 2, करंट इंटरवल का 1, करंट इंटरवल क्या फोर्स देखना पड़ेगा फर्स्ट वाला चेक करने के लिए। यहाँ पे कुछ तो डाले, if result is empty then push current it, let last equals to this thing. Does current overlap with last? Yes, then equals to current of start, current of start, current of end 0, comparison क्या है? Last update last end, the end will be like here, ऊपर क्या करें? Oh, okay, end and end, end and end of the one. Undefined. Wow. Overlap condition. Does check does current overlap with last? Overlap condition current start less than equals to, इसके वजह से हो गया। Still getting undefined का नहीं आना चाहिए मेरा कॉल। इशू क्या हो गया? अनडिफाइंड करंट इंटरवल का जी फर्स्ट वैल्यू चेक करेगा, स्टार्ट है लास्ट का एंड, लास्ट का एंड क्या हो सकता है? एंड विल बी वन, थर्ड वन overlap of the last end to last end मतलब last end and पहला लास्ट है भाई, इससे ज़्यादा नहीं आ पा रहा भाई, मेरे को टॉपिक रिजल्ट में कुछ नहीं है इसको रिजल्ट। अरे हाँ, इसमें तो कुछ है ही नहीं, लास्ट वाली क्या ही होगा, ये मुझे ज्ञान डिपेंड करेगा यहाँ पर डाल। Do we store something in the array? And so first slide what is seed. Then first element naturally. अच्छा मतलब जीरो के एलिमेंट को इसके अंदर डालनी है स्टार्ट विथ आई इक्वल टू वन वो कंपेयर करने के लिए चाहिए ऐसे ही कर अब मेरा एम्प्टी वैल्यू नहीं हो सकता मेरा अंदर वैल्यू तो आज छूट दिया था सॉरी सोच रहा था मतलब पहली बार मेरे को चैट जीपीटी का समझ में आया पहली बार मेरे को समझ आया You are very close. Main idea is just missing state variable. कंपेयर करने का अगर पहले नहीं था उसने बोला I have to initialize with the result something declare let result is result one and you have to compare with first with the last value. बट ये कंपैरिजन कैसे होता है ये समझ नहीं आया ये वाला कैसे काम कर रहा है वैल्यू कैसे कंपेयर कर रहे थे एंड ये तो ठीक है लास्ट में डालता हूँ तूने मर्ज तो किया कुछ तो किया नहीं मर्ज किया हुआ चीज कैसे काम एक भी क्वेश्चन नहीं हो रहा ढंग से क्वेश्चन हाउ ब्रो करंट इंटरवल तो खाली पुश कर रहा है लास्ट वाला तो पुश कर ही नहीं रहा वो कह रहा है भाई कुछ समझ करंट इंटरवल में तो शो कर ही नहीं रहा करंट इंटरवल कैसे मतलब सही जीरो मतलब फर्स्ट वैल्यू है क्या जीरो एंड फर्स्ट है अच्छा मैंने जो यहाँ पे किया वही किया है टेंशन मेरे को मेथड नहीं पता था तो ये वाला था ना इसके साथ इसका कंपेयर करूँगा इसके साथ इसका कंपेयर करके चेक करूँगा स्वैप तो बोला नहीं था मैं, बट आई थिंक ओवरऑल खोलूंगा से बोल रहा हूँ। इसने सही किया यार, आज मेरे दिमाग में मैंने मैथ से कर सकती हूँ इसके वजह से इसको इसके साथ रिप्लेस कर दूंगा ये। Damn, bro, fucking genius. ये कैसे सोचेगा बंदा, कैसे सोचेगा फर्स्ट टाइम ऐसे आएगा तो what the fuck है? Shit, bro. That's
This is one of those problems which become very simple to solve once you actually draw diagrams and try to look at it visually. I'm talking about the problem merge intervals on LeetCode. And no doubt, this is asked in a lot of coding interviews by almost every other company. So let's see what we can do about it. Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. First, I will explain you the problem statement and we will look at some sample test cases. Next, we are going to look at a brute force approach very briefly, and then I will show you visually how this problem looks and how can you come at a very efficient solution. That way you will never forget it. And then as usual, we will also do a dry run of the code so that you can understand how all of this actually works in action. Without further ado, let's get started. First of all, let's make sure that we are understanding the problem statement correctly. In this problem, you are given an array that has some intervals and you have to merge all the overlapping intervals. And once you're done with merging, once again, you have to return me an array that has all the non-overlapping intervals. So what does this actually mean? Let us try to understand it with our first test case. And you can see that I have an array and it has all of these intervals. So what do these intervals actually mean? For example, the interval 1, 3 simply means that you have elements 1, 2, 3 inside them. And then the interval 2, 6 simply means that you have all of these elements. Now, if you notice, the elements 2, 3, they exist in both of these intervals, correct? So technically, you can merge them. And once you merge them, what will happen? They become just one interval, right? And you can write it as 1, 6, correct? And similarly, if you try to look at these other intervals, you will see that none of these elements are common in the interval that you have defined. So now you cannot merge them. So this is the best possible scenario in which you can have non-overlapping intervals. So for the first test case, your answer will look something like this. You can see that I have merged 4 intervals into just 3 intervals, right? Similarly, you can look at one more test case. In a second test case, I have 2 intervals 1, 4 and 4, 5. You know that the element 4 will be common in both of them. So I will just merge them and create one interval that will be 1, 5, and that will be your answer, correct? Now, there is one important thing that you have to notice while solving this problem. For example, in the first test case, you cannot just say that, hey, I will make my interval 1, 18. That is the smallest value and the largest value. Because now this interval has all the elements from 1 up till 18. But when you look at all of these elements individually, You do not have a 7, you do not have 11, 12, 13, and so on, right? You get the idea. So you cannot have an interval with just the minimum value and the maximum value. You want to have the least number of intervals possible such that you are covering
कौन है भाई ये लोग?
all of the elements, correct? So now, if you feel that you have understood the problem statement even better, first feel free to try the problem once again on your own. Otherwise, let us dive into the solution. To understand things better, let us start off with a bigger example. And as a programmer, your first approach should be that, okay, how can I solve this problem in a brute force manner? So here is something you can do. What you can do is you can start off with the first interval, right? 1, 3. And then what you will do is you will iterate over each of these intervals and try to find that, okay, which other intervals that I can include. And you will find that, okay, I can include 2, 6 and 2, 4 inside it. And what is the lower value and the upper value? That is 1 and 6. So ultimately, one of your intervals will end up looking like 1, 6. And then for your next iteration, what can you do? You can start off with the second interval that you have and then once again compare it with all the other intervals that you have and then try to merge it, right? You will keep on doing this for all the other intervals and then ultimately you will be able to arrive at a solution, right? But this solution will not be efficient at all. You will spend a lot of time just to iterate over the array again and again, and this will have an order of n squared time complexity and a lot of comparisons. So certainly we need a better approach to solve this problem. What can we do about it? So once again, I have the same array with me and we will try to come up with an efficient solution. If you remember, I told in the beginning of the video that sometimes problems become very easy when you try to visualize them. And in this problem, you know that all of these are intervals, right? There are integers between these ranges. So what happens if we try to plot them out and look at these intervals visually? I'll tell you how you can do that. So just create this type of a number line and then try to map all of the intervals that you have. So let us just start and try to get all of these intervals one by one. So my first interval is between 1 and 3. My next interval is between 2 and 6. My third interval is between 8 and 10. The next interval is between 8 and 9. Moving ahead, I have an interval between 9 and 11. Then I arrive at 15 and 18. Then we have 2, 4. And the last interval is 16, 17. So this is how your intervals look like visually. And if you notice this diagram closely, you have already arrived at the answer, right? Just look at it again. So these are your 3 intervals that should be in your output array, correct? And you also know what are their lower bound and upper bound. So one interval will be 1, 6. The other interval will be 8, 11. The third interval will be 15, 18, right? And that's it. This is your answer. But how do you get to it? Let me remove all of this and get back to our problem once again. Now, try to think, how are you merging the intervals? So let us say I have my first interval that starts at 1. Now, all throughout the array, you will want to find intervals that are closest to this 1, right? And then you will try to merge them. So you're more concerned about the starting point of the intervals rather than the ending point. Because if they're starting together, then you want to club all of them in just one interval, correct? So that is the thought process on which what you can try to do is you can sort this entire array just based upon the first number of each interval. So based upon this, when you sort your array will start to look something like this. You can see that all of these numbers, the starting point of each interval, they are now sorted in an ascending order. So technically, all the intervals that start together have now been grouped together as well, correct? So once again, let us try to plot these intervals, but this time we will go off of our sorted array. So I look at my first interval. I see 1, 3, correct? So I plot it. Now look at the next interval 2 comma 4. Where does it start? It starts at 2, right? And you have already covered 2 in this interval. So make this interval a part of this existing interval, correct? So now you have a new bound 1 and 4, right? But wait, you need to keep going ahead, right? Look at the next interval again. This is 2 comma 6. So 2 once again lies over here, right? So you take up this interval and go all the way up to 2. So what did you do? You updated your starting point and now your ending point is updated, right? But let us now keep moving ahead and see what happens. Look at the next interval. This is 8 comma 9, right? And what is the starting point? This is 8. And this starting point 8, this is more than the ending point of the last interval. And that simply tells you that, hey, this is where you want to break your interval and create a new interval. So that is exactly what we'll do. I create a new interval 8 comma 9. And then moving ahead, I have a next interval 8 comma 10. So this will also be included in this. And then my next interval is 9 comma 11. So 9 is once again included in this. So you see what is happening? At each iteration, I will try to update that, okay, these are my new bounds, right? So look at the next interval now. It is 15 comma 18. It starts at 15, but what was the ending point of the last interval? That was 11. Since 15 is greater than 11, I will once again start a new interval. So my new interval will be 15 to 18. And now I'm remaining with the last interval, that is 16 comma 17, and that lies over here again. And that's it. You got all your non-overlapping intervals, right? So one interval will be 1 comma 6, the next will be 8 comma 11, and the third will be 15 comma 18. And indeed, this array will be your answer. So you see what we are doing over here? First of all, you sort the array based upon the starting point of each interval. And once you have sorted the array, iterate through these intervals one by one. If your next interval's starting point is less than the previous interval's ending point, then this interval will be a part of the overlapping interval, and then you have to update your bounds. So my new bound becomes 1 comma 4, and then you will keep moving ahead. Then you see 2 comma 6. 2 comma 6 will also be a part of your previous interval. So once again your bounds will update 1 comma 6. So that is how you have to proceed, and ultimately you will be able to solve this problem in a very efficient manner. Now let us quickly do a dry run of the code and see how it works in action. On the left side of your screen, you have the actual code to implement this solution. And on the right, you have an array that is passed in as an input parameter to the function merge. Oh, and by the way, this complete code and its test cases are also available on my GitHub profile. You can find the link in the description below. Moving ahead with a dry run. What is the first thing that we do? First of all, we have some sanity checks such that if you only have one interval, then that's it. You just return it because you cannot merge just one interval, correct? Now, moving ahead, what do we do? First thing is we sort the array based upon the starting point of each interval. So once I sort it, my array starts to look something like this, correct? You can use any method to sort, but I'm just using the library function, and this will also work in an order of n log n time complexity. Once your array is sorted, now is the time that you will create a result list that will have all of your non-overlapping intervals. So how do you start going about it? So what I do is I create this array and I will just add the first interval inside it. So I say that, okay, my first interval will be 1 comma 3, right? Now you start a for loop to iterate over each of these intervals. And this is the crux of the problem. So what I will do is I will look at the next interval that I have in the loop. The next interval I have is 2 comma 6. So if the starting point of next interval is lower than the ending point of previous interval, you need to update your intervals. So since 2 is less than 3, what will happen is I will update this interval and my new interval will end up looking like 1 comma 6, correct? Similarly, you will keep on moving ahead and then look at the next interval, that is 8 comma 10. So once again check, is the starting point of new interval smaller than the ending point of previous interval? No, 8 is greater than 6. So this will qualify as a new interval and you are going to populate your list. So this is how you will keep moving ahead, and at the very end, this complete list will be your resultant output. So the time complexity of this solution will be order of n log n because you need this time to sort the array, and the space complexity of this solution will be order of n Because in the worst case, you can have all of the intervals that are already disjoint, and that will be your resultant answer. I hope I was able to simplify the problem and its solution for you. As per my final thoughts, I just want to say that I know that you do most of your coding in front of a screen, correct? But sometimes it is better to follow the conventional approach and take out a piece of pen and paper. Try to draw the problem, and then you might be surprised that you are able to arrive at an efficient solution. You see what happened over here, right? It became so very easy once you plotted everything out, right? So, while going throughout this video, did you face any problems? Or have you seen any other such problems which became very easy once you draw them out? So, tell me all of this in the comment section below, and I would love to discuss all of them with you. As a reminder, if you found
Damn, 21K views. Damn, bro. You didn't waste time on for this. You just पूरा अगर आप सिनेमा पैकेट अगर ले जाओ यदि मैं कह दे रहा जैसे LC टनल जैसे पास but do not do a 2 week reset and 60 to 90 minutes DSA and 20 to 30 minutes cognitive and 30 to 40 minutes light system design. Then spend the rest is shipping and polishing small things and then practice test. Period of bug you hit, give a time box. Try to brute force first and try to get pattern you test afterwards. That's that. Better that day substitute system and six like teaching views. How would you scale a simple feature and you actually build apply the daily small couple against other classmates. Dominant हाँ तो क्या हम भाई ऐसे सॉल्यूशन मतलब कैसे सोच लेगा भाई बंदा मतलब फर्स्ट टाइम आएगा So किसी ने कोई इसको ये क्वेश्चन दे दिया एंड बोल रहा है कि सॉल्व दिस शिट ब्रो, घर के लोड़ा लग जाएंगे कसम से बोल, बात चलती है ऐसा है। ये क्या है, ये भी वैसा ही है क्या? our hero Timo 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 the fuck is Timo? सुपरमैन रखो, स्पाइडरमैन रखो, बैटमैन रखो, शक्तिमान रखो, what the fuck is Timo? Let us assume X, our hero X is attacking an enemy Y with poison attacks. When Timo attack, I mean X attacks Y gets poisoned for exactly duration. Oh. More formally, an attack at second T will mean Y is poisoned during inclusive time interval T comma T plus duration minus time series. If X attacks again before the poison effect, then the timer for itself reset. Oh, the poison effect will end duration after the new attack. So you're saying like if the Y person is getting poisoned and the attacks in between them, the poison will get reset, and once it ends, then the new attack can be done, I guess. That's the fucking thing I got understood like from this question. They are given a non-decreasing, increasing order, ascending order. And what I need to do now? Non-decreasing denotes return the total number of seconds that Y is poisoned. Okay. So the time series is like 1,4. So how are they calculating this shit? At second one, X attacks Y is poisoned for 1 and 2. What the fuck? So you're saying like poison duration can be only till 2 or like just till this part? Simulation. Oops. So this time we are not having the 2D array, I guess. We are given a time series and duration. We are supposed to calculate the total number of seconds that Y is poisoned, I guess. So at second one, Tino attacks Ashi, poisoned for 1 and 2. So 1 and 2 ranges in between them. But 5 is not there. Time series can go till only like 1,4. How did you get like 5? And here we only have 3, I guess. I don't know. This is 1, this is 2, and this is 3, but you're getting 4. And here you only have like 2, I guess. Ash is poisoned for second 1, 2, 4, and 5, which is 4 seconds. Shit. Did I read the question wrong? This is a formula, I guess, for finding the time interval. Time interval is like time time series plus time series duration, time series plus duration. But, but what is the use of a comma here? The question is so twisted that I couldn't understand like what I'm supposed to do. We are given a non-decreasing link. Seeing interior time series where time series is applied. Denotes the Tino attacks actuation seconds. And interior duration. So a return the total number of second points and 'If Tino attacked Ashley at second one, and but Ashley got poisoned twice, I guess. Interesting. Do I need to split the number of time series and check how many pairs of two we have in them? Since there is amount of attack he can do, I guess I don't. But यहाँ पे in the end we have to calculate the total number of two pairs we made, I guess. That is what is making the answer as 4. Since normally we have like only so so you're saying like this is 1, this is 2, this is 4. Okay. But second one Tino attack. Ashe is poisoned for 4. Ashe is poisoned for second. So one. So the one attack is equals to 2 points. The fuck? Okay, let us draw the solution first. This is Timo. Ignore my handwriting, man. Like can't write more prettier using the mouse, I guess. Timo attack pattern. Now inside the 1 comma 4, what are the things we have? We have like 1, 2, 3, and 4. I don't know how they were able to go till 5, which is pretty much mystery for me right now. If I had to calculate, then what would I do? For every attack, the Ashi is going to get poisoned, right? What the fuck, bro? Ashi will be poisoned. So when Timo attacks her first, Timo attacked her first, since Ashi is a girl, which is first attack will be 1, and on the second attack again it will, and on the third attack again it will be 1, and on the fourth attack again it will be 1. That is what he mean by like 1 comma 4, right? I don't know how the 5 came here, but you can just ignore this shit. And I think duration can change. If my duration changed to 3, then how would I do that? Let me write shortly. Duration will be 3, then how would my attack get split, right? So the first duration can go till like on this thing. The next will be like it can't go till the end, since this is like 4, 1, 3, 4, which is not equals to the duration. I don't know how that happens thing. So what I'm going to do is like I'm going to, can I just return the total number of my length? I mean, will they give me a range? They'll give me a range. What I'll do is like I'll take the start value and end value and go till that and calculate the total number of count minus duration, I guess. What can I do? Um, but dividing them will give me only like 2. Since we have 4, right? From 1 to 4, how much we have? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. We have 4. 4 divided by 2, which is like only 2, which is not the answer. So we don't have to divide, I guess. Then how are we supposed to find the value? Can I just take the duration first value and the last value and calculate the total ranges lies in between them? So let me see for this thing. We're able to come up with a solution. Here the duration is supposed to be 1, 2 and 3. But in between this value we only have 1 and 2. How are they getting 3 man? Tigu attacks actually poison for 1 second and Tigu, however, Tigu attacks again and reset the poison temper. And Ashi is poisoned for 2 and 3. Damn! But here nothing happened like that, I guess. This is the twist, I guess. We don't know when this motherfucker attacks. Have to. How am I supposed to know if Tigu has attacked Ashi? If my time series count is 2 and duration is also like, if my time series count and duration count is same, then I can just return +1, I guess. What else can I do? Okay, let me try to bring down the code or put down on the schedule. I don't know if this solution will work or not. Pure brute force. I'm not fucking idea what I'm. Now we have the last duration, and what I was thinking to do is like then go from is an E question. This will go till the end of the array and plus plus will happen. And while returning the count, we do like return count. If my count is greater than, if my duration is greater than true, then the count or I can do so. I don't know if this is a solution. Going till end, I think end is fine. Thought I made it a duration. See out. One got success, I guess. We are getting like only two here, but it was supposed to return plus one. If my duration is greater than my count, then count will be like count plus one, otherwise and time series is having the zero here and last element here. Should I do? Should I do? If I do this, I don't think I'll get it right answer. That is the only way of getting the last one. Okay, that was not the problem. If it goes till end, then I should get both the answers now. Yep. So, so the returning part is mistaken somewhere. Then the count is equal to duration. Okay, I can do this thing. Duration true, then plus plus one. Oh, I need to store it, man. We can just. I think now it should throw a big error right now. Yes. Oh, this shit is working really. I don't think it will work. I knew it. Oops. I don't think I'm on the right path right now. I'm doing something terrible. This shouldn't work. The expected duration of movement. Wow. I think I understood the question wrong. Um. The formula is missing. Our hero Temu's attacking Ashi and Poison attack him and Temu attacked Ashi and Ashi gets exactly duration. What? Our, our hero attacking Ashi. Poison attacks. Demo attacks Ashy. Ashy get poisoned exactly duration seconds. Okay, fine. And more formally, an attack at the second T will be made. Ash is poisoned during the inclusive time interval. I think I need to implement this fucking something like that. But if Demo attack I can research fucking seconds after we're gonna not reaching so second time shooting second actually at the second time to high duration. Depend the total number of seconds Ash is poisoned. How the hell am I supposed to implement this formula? He will be mean. He will be mean as is poisoned during the inclusive time interval. T comma T plus duration minus 1. T comma T plus duration minus 1. So you are saying that I did not even have to do these much things. I guess I can just implement this fucking formula and I can get the whole shit out of it. But how? There is no fucking hint here. Oh, it says a simulation. What the fuck is simulation? I don't know what the fuck is simulation. Yeah, bro, I'm doing something wrong. This question was supposed to be easy, bro. What the fuck? I made triple wrong also. Double wrong. Time interval. Time interval. I'm so dumb, bro. What the fuck? Let me ask if I'm at the right. Shit. This is a fucking time interval question again. But there is no the problem is not about doping from the start and end. If you think about each attack adds a duration, but overlapping time should not be double counted. Overlapping time should not be double counted. So instead of counting between the times and first and last, ask how much time does each attack contribute. If there are 1,4 and the duration is supposed to be uh, 2, yeah, I'm so fucking deep. What kind of overlapping he is talking about? One and two is already three. Two is already here. So one, two is already. There is no three. Like three. There is no three. I'll come back tomorrow. Fuck you, bro.